Okay, I walk away for like a week to take care of some stuff, and you just blow up 151? 151 is exploding right now. Guys, what are you doing out there? Why? Why are you doubling the price in just 2 days? How is this even possible? I've still got cards I gotta buy. I haven't finished my PSA 10 collection, and you go and you do this? Charizard hit its peak at $300 in October. It was around, a couple months before, 185. We're at 300 in September, October, and then we're settled down to 260 just last week, maybe a couple weeks ago. And then in 2 days, you go from 250 to 450 for Charizard. And what? Well, let's look at Black. Let's look at Black. What is? I mean, I've been saying Blastoise is undervalued, but come on, what is? All right, I'm not just going to talk about prices. Everyone talks about prices. I'm going to show you a couple other things that will help contextualize this. What you need to understand is, and that people overlook, is what is the volume of sales happening? That's your biggest indicator as to how sustainable this price is and whether or not you can hold off. So I took a look at a couple different things. I'm using collector data. Obviously, that's what this is. The volume through TCG Player, and I'm also using my own website, Collectrix, and I've started building a model literally in the past week, so it's kind of perfect. This whole video is to show you, you don't need to panic. Those who are panic buying, what are you doing? I mean, it's gonna drop. It's going, this $400 or $200 price, you don't double like this and it just plateau or continue to climb. What's happening is FOMO. This is a must-have set. As soon as the domino effect occurs, we start seeing a rise in price. Unfortunately, for something like TCG Player, it only takes a few sales. So let's just jump into that. The sales volume is everything. What's happening is, unfortunately, so much of our market is decided by last purchased attribution, which basically means that they take a look at the most recent sale and just go, oh, well, that's now the price. Because some idiot or lookout is out there and they decide that it's worth it to them, you can't really fight against this, I guess, really, at the end of the day. But what I wish these platforms would do is take a little bit more finer grain look and try to normalize some of the data. And I think that does everyone a disservice in that the prices, as soon as they start to tick up, the market price changes very quickly on these sites and everyone just assumes, well, this is the price, and then it just stacks and a domino effect happens. So, but yeah, what I wanted to show you is the volume of sales. So you can see we were trending along around 20 items, maybe on average per day for the past month. As soon as the price sustained itself at 90, the volume ticked up on TCG and doubled on TCG at 100. Some kind of systems went off. I bet there are investors out there that have systems that are like, hey, this price is trending upward, start to buy. And that volume kind of increased to hit 30, and then boom, we start seeing that $100, 120. And here's the key. Once you see 37 and an increase around 20%, it just goes. The systems tick off. They say the price is going up, buy, buy, buy. And that FOMO purchasing behavior, whether it's systematic or just people out there making these choices on their own, I just think that this correlation between market price and most recent sale, it does drive a lot of this panic and this FOMO. So that's what's happening. The sales volume is key. Let me show you what's happening on what I've been working on. This is kind of also just a plug to show you like what I have upcoming. And I've been snapshotting eBay listings. So what I'm trying to help you illustrate these prices is a fair market price, a normalized market price with context of the volume, similar to what the TCG Player is doing, which they're doing good. But I think that, like I said, they're trigger happy on market price, but that's just my opinion for these spikes like this. But what I'm trying to do is show you sales volume using eBay listings. And so with eBay, I don't have access to the market insights. That's something that only these top companies that have a partnership with them to get access to that. But I'm reverse engineering it on my own. So, and this is just directional. It's not exact or perfect, but it helps illustrate, okay, there's a volume increase with this panic buying that we're seeing. And this is another thing that I think is really important too, that other people aren't showing is this card really worth this price with the sheer volume of this card that exists out there? And there's just so many variables at play. But like with this Charizard, okay, it has a population report from PSA of 90,000 plus as of the end of February. Whereas if you look at like the Mega Charizard, you're talking about like a tenth of that volume, essentially. So, and this card has a much higher price, which kind of makes sense when you have less of it on the market. You're going to have, if it's in demand and less supply, the price is going to go up. This is a much easier card to pull, and the supply with this will continue to go up. The demand will go down as more people add this to the collection. And this population, I expect to be, it will not match the Charizard, essentially, from 151. There's just, this is a card that's been out there forever. There's a ton of volume on the market. This is just a graded, just think about the sheer number of cards that exist, okay, just in the world. And I think what's happening is that because it's such an essential component of the Pokemon universe, that this is a must-have, and no one is really selling it. So, I mean, there are people selling it. There are people trying to take advantage. You can especially see that with the Blastoise. You can see the listings increase, this red line, just in the past day. We were like trending around new listings about 10, new listings 20, 28, and then in just like the past day, we've seen that triple. People are trying to take advantage of this spike, and you know, all the power to them. Because I think the smart play is if you have duplicates of this, you should be posting this now for sale and getting this money, because this spike is not going to last. It will drop off, and we just see it time and time again. I mean, look at the history of this card. Anytime we've seen a spike, it will settle. So, but with this kind of super spike, there's no way in hell that this is going to last and keep going up. So even though it shot up dramatically in the past couple days, again, you see this volume starting to come down now. So we're like 39, 40, and then 30. We'll see that fall off is in the past day to start to normalize. And I think this you'll see a spike just like this and a very, very marked peak that will start to settle. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. It could go up even more, but just, again, the key is a lot of variables. How much of this card exists in the universe? How much of the sales volume is happening on a day-to-day basis? And that shows you the key as to like how much this price can continue to go. Now, like this Blastoise yesterday, we went from 40 to 60. I'd say it's not over. It's going to keep going up. But that's not what's happening. And I think that, you know, it's pretty early to tell. But guys, calm down with this 151 price. I've still got things to buy, so I'm waiting it out. I'm going to wait out this little situations happening. The next kind of valley that we can start to see, that's going to be your buying window, in my opinion. But I just wanted to give that highlight. You know, it's a crazy amount of changes happening right now for these cards, and it's a super desired and essential set to own. So if you're still out there waiting, you know, and trying to buy, don't give into this FOMO just yet. These people making these purchases have, you know, dispendable income, and they're just trying to get in at the last minute, or so they think. But you will waste your money. There will be a better time to buy, in my humble opinion. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend, boys.